How in the heck is it going, everybody? Got another rather interesting fishing video for you guys today. I believe this is the third trip that we have made over the last 3 years down to Mullet and Burt Lake, kind of like 45 minutes south of Mackinac Bridge here in Michigan. Giant bodies of water, super tough to fish. Lots of big fish in the lake. The state record, Michigan state record smallmouth came out of this lake, was 9.9 pounds. Caught from some guy vacationing from like Florida or something off the end of his dock with a night crawler. So you'd think a bass fisherman would be able to go out and catch something close to that, but not going to spoil anything. We'll be jumping in and out. It took us literally the whole week to film one episode from this lake, so we're jumping in and out, let you guys know what is going on. But without any further ado, here is the video. Probably a rock bass. Is it a smallmouth? You got one too? Onto the juice. This one's... Mine's in the cabbage. Or in Ryan's line, no? Come on, are you kidding me?
5 pounds.
Mine's at least 7. Oh, mine, that's not a bad one. Oh, are you kidding me? I need a net.
Why would you lift that one?
Why would you try to net that one?
Swallowed it. Jesus.
Of course he swallowed it. Oh no.
Oh, bass.
Hey, well, you know where mine's hooked? Right in the top of the mouth.
Oh yeah, the drop shot, bro.
How many bass survived last year that you caught out here on a drop shot? 0? This one smells.
Where's your players at? It stinks. God, it's shitting all over.
Is that what it? There's pliers down what you're standing on.
Yeah, open the, move that bag up for you.
That was a 5-pounder. On the jig. Need the net? Need the net? It's a big one. Come on, you can say it. This reel doesn't get that bad though when it backs up like that, luckily. I really like this reel. Got one? Another pike? Is it? A walleye? Is it really? Yeah. Is it a keeper walleye? 15? Yeah, he is. You want to bet? Probably. Just count him. We don't have to keep him, but you're gonna catch. Oh, you did catch a bass, I guess. Just for that's a real golden rule right there.
How that jig is on. Anyway.
Well, yeah, when you rip half his head off. Oh, I just stepped right in the fish poop too. Gross.
13. I don't know what the 15 is.
Yeah. Slam away. The walleye on the. This is walleye on the jig. You got a perch? Perch or a rock bass? See him head shaking.
Yeah.
Sell your bass fish. I just caught a walleye and a perch. Well, we're getting ready to leave. Dad's sitting there picking out his 3rd backlash in a row. Gets it out, pulls it in, and catches a nice bass. Is that a smallie? Oh, that was a pike? Okay, so this was one of the days of fishing, and quantity-wise, number of fish-wise, it was definitely our best day of fishing. Unfortunately, drop shot seemed to really do it. Dad came up with a, unfortunately, undersized walleye on the jig. I think that's like the 5th or 6th walleye I've seen caught on a bass jig, which I guess isn't too far off of a walleye jig, other than it's just not the neon fluorescent colors that walleye jigs usually are. But caught a walleye, caught a perch on the drop shot, which I think last it wasn't a decent. I mean, it was like a 7-8 incher, so you could have ate it, but it'd be hard to make a meal for like 10 people out of one perch. Last year we caught like a 12, 13 inch perch. Last year was the first year I'd ever drop shotted. So literally throw the drop shot out first cast, wham, perch, fish for the rest of the week with a drop shot. Didn't catch anything else. Put it down for a little while and then picked it back up. And I'm starting to like the drop shot. It's been pretty effective. It's a real finesse style of fishing. The way that we kind of depicted this lake, and we depict or break down other big lakes like this that we don't know anything about really. Fished this lake 3 times, and it's huge. We probably only fished like 15% of it, maybe. But we look for points, smallmouth. I mean, most of the smallmouth were sitting in 10 to 30 feet of water. So you get those points. The point comes out underwater, and you can usually find right at the top of the, I guess, somebody who knows lakes, tell me what the proper term is. The top of the hump. That's definitely not the proper term. But you find about 10 feet, and you use a trolling motor and kind of slide to either side and get to whatever depth that you want and find out where the fish are and then kind of try to hug around that depth. It worked for the most part. Most of the fish we caught were just random. As soon as we started to figure something out, we go back to that spot the next day and not catch anything. So still have no idea about Mullet Lake. So let's go into the next day of fishing. Finally.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
Ooh,
that was a smallie, wasn't it? That was largie. Ah, punch rig. Baby bass Senko. Nothing fancy. All right, well, we found our second fish on the wacky. In the net. It's getting mean. Getting mean. You want the net? Is it big? No. Is it a smallie?
Yeah.
He's not even a pound.
More than a pound.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what is.
Weigh him. That's not even a legal bass, dude.
So.
Measure him. That thing's 13 inches. 13 and a half maybe. Tape's right behind you. Measure him up. A pound. Yeah, right. We're about to smoke this dock. What is he? Yeah! Called it. Oh my gosh, we caught another fish. Rock bass on the wacky worm. I got a eagle's nest on the rage craw. Dozer of an eagle's nest, to say the least. Might be here a while with this one. Dude, you wouldn't even believe this backlash I got right now. Well, I think I got it out though. Good God. I might just switch everything back to spinning reels. Get the fairy wand, Captain. You got one? What do you got? Carp? It is a fish. You in that? Smallie?
I swallowed it to his tail.
Well, yeah, freaking, you don't set the hook. They're gonna eat the freaking wacky over the rage craw.
Oh, peel and drag, baby. Peel and drag. Think it's one taken out of the spot.
Would you get him in the boat before I crash into the dock? You're really not going to bow flip that fish. Are you kidding me? You might hit 14 inches with that one. And we didn't quite hit the dock yet. Hey, Wacky claims another victim.
Louise might hit the calf.
Calf, oh, big one, big one.
The net. Oh, you're gonna need the net.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
0.5.
Oh yeah.
You come off that dock?
Ready? In front of it.
That is a decent one.
Decent one, he says.
Decent, 2 maybe.
Huh? Decent.
2 maybe.
Two what?
2 pounds maybe.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Sure.
Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Weigh him up. You got this. Dude, what? 2.5 if you're lucky.
Look at the mouth on the
Look at the mouth of the thing. Look. Okay, whatever. Weigh him up. Where's your scale? Freaking smoking crack. What do you think it is? 3. 3. No, we do. Just to prove you wrong, we gotta weigh him. And 2 pairs of scissors. Right here. 3. Oh yeah, the camera's on. To prove that you're wrong. I'm thinking over 2.5. I mean, he's got a gun on him, but.
That's your sister.
Yeah, hello.
3 pounds.
3 pounds, are you kidding me?
306.
306. Well, as you could see, I was indeed wrong on guessing the weight of that largemouth. It was actually decent. I mean, you look at the length, it did have a super nice gut on him, so there's definitely munching in that river. But looking at that length and looking at him, I honest to God believe that it was not more than 2 pounds. I was wrong. It was like 306 or 307 or something like that. Biggest largemouth of the trip. About 2.5 pounds smaller than the biggest one we caught in that exact same spot last year. This was the Black River that flows. So it pretty much goes Lake Huron, comes down the Sheboygan River, goes to Mullet Lake, goes into the Indian River, goes into Burt Lake, then goes into the Crooked River, I believe, into Crooked Lake, and there's some other like Pickerel Lake or something involved in that chain. We haven't made it that far yet. We should have, because the other spots suck. But last year I was jacked to get back into the Black River. Last year we went in there, probably caught 40, 50 bass, filmed an entire 20-minute episode on that one river in a matter of like 4 hours. This time we went out and fished it for like 7 and caught, like 5, 6 fish, something like that. So it's just crazy how things can, I mean, it's the same time of year we go, same week, every year. And unfortunately the fish, they were just not cooperating with us this year. But let's roll into the last little bit of this video. Okay. First rock bass of the trip. On the Wacky Senko, you cannot beat it. You guys hear me rave about it all the time. I don't usually fish it that much, but the old man's fishing my butt off because he's using the Wacky Senko. Old Rage Craw is not quite doing her today. Okay, found a fish on the drop shot. Little smallmouth. Big old perch. Are you kidding? That's the smallest pike I've ever caught in my life. Freaking stupid. Sure it's not a muskie? Right in the, right? Oh, of course he stole my worm too. No, it's definitely not a muskie. Oh no, not cut me off, just cut the weight off.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Okay, so those last 2 fish that you saw were the 2 fish that we caught in the last 3 days of the trip. Fished heavy for 3 days and caught 2 fish. We'll be going back to Mullet Lake again next year. Probably, I don't know, bring a lot more beer this time, maybe. I did go tubing the last day, which I regretted for like a week and a half after that. So maybe I'll just get in really, really good shape and then just spend the whole week tubing and say screw fishing. Probably won't, but let's ramble into the last bit of this video. It's kind of crazy because we tried, every year we've gone, we've tried to go bow fishing on this lake. I mean, you look at some of the spots in this lake and it just screams textbook carp country. Last year, I spent about 6 hours on the trolling motor the whole time, probably shot 6, 7 miles of shoreline, up and down rivers, up into weedy, just nasty, muddy bays, and did not see a single fish. This year, my brother-in-law came out with us. I was a little hard on him. He missed a fish, and I gave him some crap for it, and then I missed a bunch of fish, so, you know, I got it back. But went to the same stretch. It was kind of windy, and we were in the protected part that we shot the year before, and ended up actually seeing like 8 or 9 carp, which, I mean, the first one I saw, I was blown away because I was almost convinced there weren't carp in there. Missed all of them, and then go out the next day with the old man and through the same stretch of water and saw like 1 carp. So don't know about this lake. There's just so much water, and it's such a big body of water that the fish, they can just, I mean, they can be there one day and gone the next day. But let's just see a quick little bow fishing clip, and then we will wrap this video up. You sucked. You were 1.5 feet over the top of that fish. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys if you made it this far for watching. That was one of our crummier videos. I mean, still caught fish. Caught enough fish to make a video. Got to explain a little bit of how awful Mullet Lake is to you guys. No, I'm just kidding. It's all right. It's a beautiful lake. Tough to fish. Real tough to fish. But we have another... Hang on, I got a burp. Oh, coffee belly. We have another Veterans Lake Trout trip coming up in the next couple days. So you will be seeing a video from hopefully going out slaying lake trout and hopefully see some more silverfish. Rumor is the king salmon and the salmons are getting ready to stage up to spawn. So hopefully we might run, if we ran into a big old nasty like 20-pound king, I would be jacked. The charter captain that you've seen in our two or three previous Veterans Lake Trout trips took a week off at the end of July to go hiking with his family to Glacier National Park, I believe in Montana. Fell, ended up breaking his back, and has been in the hospital ever since. So unfortunately, I mean, he's recovering, which is great because he's a great guy and a great captain. Unfortunately, he is done for the rest of the fishing season. So we do have a fallback, a great guy, Pat Magliano, with Hooked Up Charters 906. So this happened. I mean, I texted our captain like 4 days before the trip was going to happen, just, you know, hey, what time are we meeting? And he's like, oh, you know, sorry, I thought I called you, yada, yada, yada. And then I found out the whole story. I'm like, dude, no, you're fine. And luckily, Pat Magliano was able to come through and like pretty much the last minute, he had an opening on the same day that we were going out. So we're not going to let our veterans down, which is great. Hopefully, weather permitting and fish permitting, they will have a great time. So that'll be hopefully a great video. And then we will be right into early goose and early teal season. And then shortly after that, actual duck season, which needless to say, we are jacked about. Our season hasn't even started, and we've already got 2 first-timers that want to go out and see what waterfall shooting is all about. And I think we took out like 7 or 8 people for the first time last year, and they're all just, I mean, hooked. So I'm assuming that that'll probably happen again. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. We could not do what we do without people like yourselves. Let us know. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. It's okay if you thumbs down this video. You're not going to hurt my feelings too much. No, I'm just kidding. Leave a comment. We love talking with you guys. We know you all already have, but if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. I think I just said that. But yeah, I'm just rambling on here. I wonder if you guys can hear this dog snoring right here. Awesome. But thank you guys for watching. Happy adventures.